everybody, what's going on? It's Glitter. What's up? So, you know, I'm talking Africa. We're talking all things Africa. Why is it Africa is a place that so many countries want to be in charge of? We have had colonization, second wave colonization. People keep taking and taking for almost 700 years, because you know slavery is beyond 400 years, right? Our resources are tapped and tapped, and I'm so happy that we're blessed as a continent, that our resources are so much that as much as they've been depleted, they still seem to surface up. But I want to talk about some of the natural resources that cause the wahala, palava, and problems that happen in Africa. There are so many resources in Africa, because Africa is like, you know, a lot of the countries are porous with agriculture and everything. But I picked certain things that are things that really cause a lot of issues and problems, and cause wars, and cause things that shouldn't be happening. Because if the real price of things were being taken into consideration, Africa will be the richest country in the world. Over 54 countries in the world, and Africa feeds the world, which is something to think about. Africa feeds the world. Why are there still poor countries in Africa? Why? Is my question. So we're gonna go from diamonds to rubber to gold to copper to what's in our cell phones, everything we're gonna discuss. I'm gonna go through a couple of the natural resources that cause problems and cause conflamas in Africa that they shouldn't. So I don't understand, like, you know, with today being Juneteenth, happy Juneteenth all, and that we're still getting killed en masse, and we're still getting attacked. We still disproportionately get, you know what I'm saying, less of everything. A black person can get the same loan a white person can, and so on and so forth. But we feed the world. We've built a lot of major Western economies. So I want to understand why somewhere that's so rich and so porous, why? Of course, we know there's some reasons, as like, let's be real, I'm going to call the elephant in the room, is our corrupt politicians who are taking backdoor deals and selling our resources for nothing. Resources that cause mercury poisoning, children dying, different things, mining accidents, like literally wars, disease, like, you know what I'm saying, dropping of diseases and wars in certain places to make sure they're conflict and they can get what they need to get. Being in contracts that are usury. Like, for instance, in Liberia, I'll repeat it again later on when I show Liberia, there's a Firestone Plantation. I call it a plantation because it's a plantation, where they're in a 99-year contract to keep on tapping the rubber. Why are they in a 99-year contract? When I went there, I went to visit, and I went to one of, like, you know, they have like a grocery store. So Firestone owns the grocery store in this plantation. They own the schools and all of the different things. The houses, you pay them rent. So when you get paid, you have to pay them rent so they get the money back, basically. When you go to the store, you're buying stuff from their store. And most of the stuff in the store was expired. This is the store the locals went to. So these are some of the disparities that are happening. And as we talk about Black Lives Matter, and we talk about working as one, we have to understand that Black Lives Matter goes across the continent, and we are one on the continent. So how do we start as black people here going to the continent to start, you know what I'm saying, working with our people and working together to make sure that we empower these resources and we're part of this movement, right? Because I heard from somebody, I don't know if it's true or not, you guys can quote me in the comments or whatever, that a Chinese man takes 50 grand to an African country that has rich in resources, probably if they're illegal mining or whatever, and they leave with about $100 million because they're tapping the resources. So with 50K, you can flip it how many times? So you see why people keep on going to Africa to tap out our resources. But we'll talk more. I'm going to talk about the resources, and I want you guys to comment below and tell me what you think. Talk to you soon. It's Glitter. Check out the map with all of the resources that 54 countries in Africa hold. One of the first resources I'm touching on is diamonds. Almost a ton of diamonds, maybe 50 million to 100, like 50 million to 100 million, even more money for a ton of diamonds. And it is something that causes a lot of strife. It's available in DRC, Botswana, South Africa, Angola, Namibia. And it's a problem because the mining of this thing is not very safe for people that are doing it. So, diamonds, a girl's best friend, but it causes a lot of problems and issues, and people don't get paid fairly for what they're mining. Then there's gold. You can see I'm talking about bling, blang, bing, bling. You know, gold, which is, I think, like 46 million to 50 million a ton. The way that you mine gold is using mercury. And we already know mercury ruins your body internal bodily functions with due time of being used. They have gold in Ghana, gold in South Africa, gold in different places, in Liberia, and this gold that we love so much, that gives us so much pleasure just to look at, and which is one of the most expensive commodities now. Gold is more important than cash moolah. So gold is a problem. One of the resources they keep on toiling and toiling and toiling, ruining people's lives and not paying people fair wages. Let's talk cobalt. That is what is the bane of the Congo's thing. This material is what is used in our cell phones. Every cell phone in the world uses this material for our batteries to run. Can you imagine if people were getting paid fair wages, what it's going to look like? For that country should be the richest country in the world, yet it's one of the poorest countries in the world. Not enough resources, tons of diseases, tons of war and conflict because of cobalt. I touched on this earlier, Liberia, and its huge resource of rubber, which is used by the Firestone Plantation. So Firestone is kind of like a juggernaut in Liberia, and they have been awarded a 99-year contract to be the sole tappers of rubber in this area. Liberia, which also has other resources like diamonds and gold and all that stuff as well, but this is very problematic because these people are living on a plantation. Like, it's controlled by Firestone. They pay back everything they make to Firestone. Average income is $100 a year. What can $100 a year really do? Resources. Let's talk that sweet, decadent chocolate. Cocoa, cacao. One of the top producers of cocoa and cacao is Ghana and Ivory Coast. They have, so it's another resource that is used by many, used for cooking, used for eating, used for so many uses, used for cosmetics, all the money that goes into these things. And a lot of these people are in contracts with their countries where they have to take their cocoa to sell to the government, and the government sells it to the world. So people can't even really price their cocoa the right way. So that's cocoa for you. Chocolate. And then there's copper. Copper, another thing that DRC is known for. DRC is so blessed with resources, but so cursed because of those resources. DRC, Zambia, Tanzania, South Africa, copper is another important resource that is used for a lot of wiring, a lot of stuff that we use with cooking and back and forth. Copper is also jewelry. So copper is very rich in these countries as well. Let's talk liquid gold. The black gold, liquid gold, oil, crude oil. One of the big supplies in Africa for crude oil is Nigeria. And we know that Nigeria is racked with corruption due to this golden lady that is oil. A lot of spills, a lot of fires, a lot of deaths from, accidents with, the way they tap the crude from the ground. People's villages are right in these areas. There's no safety. There's no hospitals. There's no resources for the people that are on the little villages. So people are making so much money from this liquid black gold, but all of the people that are around are not getting anything. That's why sometimes they have poachers. They have people that illegal mining is happening because people want to get their own resources, their resources. How is your resources getting tapped out and you're not getting the money, but the politicians that are corrupt are lining their pockets? And like I said, guys, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me more about what you think about these resources. And if I missed some, because I listed only a little bit, let me know what you think. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell icon, and leave a comment. And I'll see you soon. And share this video out because we got to let the world know.